day 5 of the 2020 World Junior Hockey Championship in the United States against the host, Czech Republic.
Here they go on back-to-back nights.
Pinto, another power play goal, and the United States takes an early 1-0 lead.
6 power play goal in 4 games. Right after we talk about how Harik has settled down, he gets beat with a sharp angle.
So 2-2 it is. Zegras spins it back in front, they score! What a feed by Zegras again.
This kid is putting on a passing clinic.
Kubicek fires it through the score! Chaka! And the United States and Czech Republic are going to overtime. He's in back door, back to Caulfield, scores! Turcotte to Caulfield to the back of the net, and the United States wins it in overtime.
Gutsy effort. Caulfield does not miss.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this World Junior Championship telecast on NHL Network, fueled by Gatorade. Glad to have you along. Alongside Scott Hartnell, I'm Jamison Coyles. We're gearing up for puck drop out in Edmonton. Czech Republic taking on Team USA. A pivotal game in preliminary play for Group B out there. Both teams come in very same mindset and same situation. Opening game losses, bounce back with a win. What do you expect coming up in Game 3 today?
Well, I'm expecting lots of action. Hopefully a lot of goals for the American side, but they're playing a solid team, a solid defensive team in the Czech Republic. So look for the big guns of the USA to have a big game like they did their last game, winning 11-0.
Blowout, big time against Austria. Many people wondering who would get the start today between the pipes for Team USA. Nate Lehman giving us that answer earlier. Spencer Knight right back between the pipes after that initial outing against Team Russia. Lehman said this was the plan all along. It was going to be Spencer Knight, Dustin Wolf, Spencer Knight. So head coach Nate Lehman of Providence College going right back to his original game plan.
Yeah, I like how they didn't deviate from the plan. They had something in their minds as coaching staff, as management. They wanted to get both goalies a look, but ultimately go back to Spencer Knight. And this is the play, and they're sticking to it. So I love it. It gives they're unifying the group right now.
All right, 11-0 after Austria. Maybe a more lockdown performance coming up against Czech Republic, who they can lock it down as well. That 2-0 shutout against Team Russia. It is the Americans against the Czechs coming up next. A game you'll see right here on the NHL Network. Enjoy the game, everybody.
It is a lovely day, Bill Withers, as we welcome you to this World Junior Championship telecast on NHL Network, fueled by Gatorade. Team USA has the Czech Republic as the prelims continue inside the bubble. How about the Group B standings as we sit here this afternoon? Sweden atop with a spotless record and a +10 goal differential. The U.S. will play the Swedes on New Year's Eve. And with that, we say hello from inside our studio. Star and Nelly with you again. Let's look back at the Austria game. Give me the one key that they executed against the Austrians that they have to carry over against a much more talented Czech team.
I think it was the go north fast, linear, get to the net approach that they showed. And here, they didn't gain a lot of results in period number 1, but they stayed with their game plan, and as Nate Lehman said, they got to the plan quick, and they got out to a really good start. When you take a look at the goals in this game, they stretched the rink a lot. They were able to attack the net and get numbers going to the net, but they didn't hold on to the puck very long. A lot of two touches in terms of receive and deliver. A lot of guys got on the scoreboard. Boldy got a hat trick. Beniers had a good game. Why? Because their lineman, Cole Caulfield, who didn't get on the scoreboard, gives them so much space to play with. And I think that is a key component. Teams are so worried about that first-round pick by the Montreal Canadiens that Boldy and Beniers have benefited from a little extra room.
Now, this matchup against the Czechs, let's be honest, got a lot more interesting the last couple days after the huge emotional victory for the Czech Republic against the arch-rival Russians.
The best thing that happened for the U.S. is that the Czechs beat the Russians, right, for a number of occasions, because that's the game that the Czechs circle on their calendar every year. And in my opinion, when you put a game on the calendar that means more than any other game, then what do the other games actually mean to you? The emotional pitch that the Czechs needed to win that game, the highest level that they played at, that is hard to do again. Remember, they're kids, so they really put so much into beating the Russians. I worry about what they have left in the tank from an emotional, physical, energy standpoint, I think that benefits the United States.
A late goaltending change for the Czech Republic. Lukáš Parík, who shut out the Russians the other night, was slated to be on the bench originally for Nick Malik, and now it will be Parík against Spencer Knight. A pair of 2019 NHL draft picks. Parík for the Kings, 87th overall in round number 3. Spencer Knight, 13th overall in round number 1, as he tries to bounce back from the disappointing opener against Russia. Dave.
Well, when you take a look at the U.S. goaltending situation for today, there's been a lot of talk about sticking to the plan, and no question that that's what they're doing. Spencer Knight has got to get himself reestablished. He knows what he can do. His teammates know what he can do. The coaching staff knows what he can do. This kid is an elite level netminder who had an average game 1. But if you're going to win a gold medal, it is really important. As you see the officiating staff for tonight, all Canada because of the COVID rules. The important thing is make sure you have 2 goaltenders that can fight it out for the number 1 spot and grab the net going into the medal round. But both guys have to be playing at a high level.
Parík, 6'4", 183 pounds. Spent some time in North America, obviously playing overseas due to COVID. And Spencer Knight, the pride of Boston College. He has been dynamic in Hockey East. Goaltender they call Squid. Rel Olenek, the head coach, taking over for Vaclav Varada, opposite Nate Lehman, the bench boss for Team USA.
2 very similar coaches, and they started their coaching careers very early, and both have achieved some veteran status at a young age.
They're showing you the puck that's about to be dropped. Team USA and the Czech Republic.
Good. Okay, boys, let's have a good one.
The puck is on the ice in Edmonton, and we are underway. A pivotal preliminary round matchup between Team USA and the Czech Republic.
For the U.S. early, watch their entries versus what was a very passive Czech forecheck against the Russians. They try to open it up against the Swedes, and they got their doors blown off. So expect them to track back quickly, stack the line, play almost an 0-5 forecheck. U.S. entries, U.S. puck management between the blue lines will be a very key component for them generating offense against what was a very stingy Czech team against the Russians.
Cam York, the captain for Team USA, held up at center ice.
See what I mean? It's starting early.
And now Jake Sanderson, the 5th overall selection in the 2020 draft of the Ottawa Senators.
You will not see a big push by the Czechs up ice. They will define 5 in the frame, defending between the blue lines.
Thrown around by Stanislas Fozil. And bouncing back out into neutral ice. Czech Republic playing for its first medal in this tournament since 2005, but it wasn't that long ago they went back-to-back winning gold. Best finish since that 05 medal, a 4th place spot in Buffalo in 2018.
If I'm not mistaken, they had back-to-back World Juniors and Olympic gold, and they won the World Championships all within the same time frame.
Here's Trevor Zegras streaking down the left side. Dynamic Ducks prospect. Behind the net. Has it back at the dot, throws it back to the point for Ryan Johnson. Now Zegras. Gentle sauce to find Alex Turcotte. He shoots through traffic in front of the net. Parík never got to him. Johnson, quick up to Zegras. Outman. And now we go back the other way. Rilovsky fires up into the shoulder of Spencer Knight. The first shot on goal of this contest.
Steve, 3 key components. Turcotte with an open lane, and he shot the puck. 2, good entry by the U.S. to get the puck behind the Czech defense. And 3, they backtrack quickly to shorten the rink so they don't have to go through the quagmire of what is the Czech 0-5 passive forecheck in the neutral zone. Better to start from behind it than in front of it.
Heads up on the Czech Republic bench as it rings the bell of Rilovsky.
U.S. defending in its own zone as the Czechs get a good opportunity early in the first couple saves for Spencer Knight. Good. He has obviously parked the last game, and when you come off a game where you don't love your game as a goalie, all you want to do is get the first couple of saves. You want to get through the first minute and get the first couple of saves on your belt, and then you are off and running But as Mike Ayers, the goaltending coach extraordinaire at Boston College, has told me on many occasions about Spencer Knight, he's got a great ability to forget what happened 10 seconds ago and play for the next play. And that is the mark of what will be a very, very good National Hockey League goaltender.
In the early goings on this Tuesday afternoon, there's a puck that's thrown back toward Parik. Bounces over the stick of Berard now. Pushed up by Long, turned over. Berard streaking in, shoots. Parik makes the stop. Thrown back to the point. One-time blast off the glass. Now still losing Parik. It's dug out. Here's York. York shoots, and it's off the glass and out of play.
Oh, I love this flurry. I love the mentality. If you're open, shoot. The one thing Steve Miller told me this morning, assistant coach, was anytime there's lanes to the net, they want to put pucks to the net. They want to make the Czechs defend every possible case. They want their heads on swivels, make them turn, get their toe caps to the net, have to look behind instead of defending from in front. Look at this sequence. All they're doing is just firing. And look at the great reaction of Berard as that puck just misses for a 1-0 lead potentially.
Hit the iron. Team USA did a few times against Austria, but it didn't really matter as they won 11-0. Improved that goal differential heading into this one against the Czech Republic. We have another stoppage here, 16:29 left in the opening 20.
Steve, and the U.S. coaching staff is well aware of this, as you see the big scrum in front, a couple of real good opportunities as Parik gets sat on and knocked over. There's the shot off the crossbar that he was just waving at. Stickless. Reminds you a little of Hasek when Hasek used to do that. But the one thing that the coaching staff knows is if the Czechs are going to stack at the line, you need to come at them with numbers. So if they stack 4 or 5 across, you need to layer your attack, make sure you're coming in with numbers. Because if you put the puck behind the Czech defense, now you're forcing them to chase and sort out and look behind them and in front of them at the same time. That can get confusing, and that causes coverage issues, which lead to open lanes.
Here is Cole Caulfield looking to light the lamp the first time. Now for Jackson Lacombe. He turns to regroup. Sanderson to Caulfield. 4 minutes have elapsed here in the first period. Caulfield still on the puck. Lost the handle, and it's turned over. We have a penalty coming up, and it looks like Team USA will have a power play.
I wonder if there's too many men.
26, Czech Republic, minor penalty, roughing.
Oh, roughing. It looked like a sloppy change for a second as Rashka, who was suspended for a game after a illegal hit in the pre-tournament. This kid loves to mix it up. You're going to hear his name a lot today. He's a draft choice of the San Jose Sharks, and this kid plays it hard. He plays it gnarly. He plays it abrasive.
7th rounder in 2020. So he'll sit for a repair, and the U.S. man advantage will get underway. It starts behind the net of Spencer Knight with Cam York, who just hit the crossbar. A frantic Team USA flurry. Zegras will dance in, looking for Boldy, who's coming off a hat-trick performance against Austria.
So the U.S. tries the drop-back pass. What that does is it doesn't allow the Czechs to re-gap in the neutral zone, and it allows the U.S. to attack with speed, but the Czechs don't re-gap anyway. They would rather play at the line. So you're going to see some adjustments as this goes on with the U.S. on their entries in terms of trying to push it deeper like they just did there, more towards the top of the circle.
Kaliev dropped to Zegras. Now for York. Zegras with room, down for Boldy, bounces over his stick, but back to Zegras. Zegras has room to shoot, finds Boldy in front, to the net, he's hacking at it. It bounces by the net of Parik. Caulfield, up top for York. York, one-timer, Parik. Off his stomach, and it's cleared out of play.
You know, one of the key components of being a really good penalty team is making sure that your goaltender is your best penalty killer. And a couple of big saves here early on the PK as Boldy tries to dig his way through, and the big rig in front of the net. Tries to create some havoc in traffic. U.S. moving the puck around. The Czechs are interesting. They don't, on their power play, they don't use their bumper guy a ton. They use him as a decoy. Conversely, on their penalty kill, they defend very well against the bumper guy because they understand the damage that he can do. So what they don't do on their power play, they defend well on their penalty kill.
Second unit out there for Team USA. Final 35 of the man advantage in the penalty to Roshka. Alex Turcotte throws it back to the point. Sam Colangelo getting some run here on the man advantage. Sanderson gives it over. One-timer off the side of the post. Off the stick of Brendan Brisson, who had 2 goals against Austria. Down to 10 seconds on the power play. That's not what you want.
to put it lightly. As the U.S. ices the puck here, and they get some opportunities. Sam Colangelo, you mentioned him a second ago. When we talked to Nate Lehman yesterday and then following up with Steve Miller this morning, Colangelo is a good player, and he's a guy that is going to be a good pro, and he is still finding his way through the tournament. He plays his college hockey for Jimmy Madigan at Northeastern University, and he's a guy that I still think is going to figure in on this tournament. Sometimes it's the guys who are quiet early that become heroes late, and he's got the kind of skill that can produce some big moments as this tournament goes on.
It was his birthday on Boxing Day, and he potted a goal, his first point of the tournament against Austria. We're back at even strength with 13:45 left in the first period. Checking line out there for Team USA, a line that has been dynamite thus far in the tournament for Nate Lehman and company through 2 games.
I think in a game like this, your bottom 7 play a huge role, because once again, if you get into this slow track, sand, molasses kind of game, then it's your ability to put pucks behind the Czech defense and then go tenderize the beef that's going to be really important. And lines with Berard, Farinacci, Brink, Brisson, Slaggert, Moynihan, Colangelo, those are guys that can get in behind the defense, can win pucks, establish a forecheck, and create some offense out of quiet zones. And you see the U.S. having little to no success on their entries.
Tepley, Blackhawks prospect, shoots. And it's held onto by Spencer Knight. We step aside for the first time in this World Junior Championship broadcast fueled by Gatorade. Welcome back. We heard during the timeout Nate Lehman on the bench telling his players, if you get the line, take it, Dave Starman.
Hey, listen, if you can grab the line with possession, that's terrific, but I don't think the Czechs are going to let you. And think about the play-action pass in football. If you can chip pucks in and start pushing them off the line, where they start to think and anticipate that you're going to put it behind them, and they give you more space, then you can start to grab the line with possession. I think it's a game of cat and mouse. If they're expecting you to dump it in, then they're going to start to cheat back eventually. Once they start doing that, then you can start grabbing a line more.
Zone draw won by the Czechs. Slapjack from the point. Can of corn for Spencer Knight. Sorry, Star.
Oh, no worries.
Now near side, Pekorka will unload. Pat saved by Knight.
He looks sharp and in command early. His saves have been good. They've been solid. He's out in front of the puck, and he's putting rebounds where he wants them to. And that's the mark of a goaltender who's sharp.
He had that typical Spencer Knight smoothness to him on all that stuff.
Oh, he does. He's a guy who thinks the position well. He watches a ton of video. Like, I had a great conversation with the Boston College staff, and Jerry York, the Hockey Hall of Famers, had a ton of really good goalies that have come through that program. And when I was talking with Mike Ayers, he was mentioning about how Knight thinks about how he can make each save by moving the least amount, using the least amount of energy, and being in the right place. And very analytical, and there's been a great trust that's been built up in year 2 of the Ayers-Knight relationship at BC, where they can now get into some really deep philosophical discussions. They can agree to disagree, they can argue a little bit, and it's made both of them better at what they do to help each other.
Look at Trevor Zegras. Back, check. With the turnover, Kaliev, Zegras across, into the middle. Turcotte spins and fires wide. Now Johnson. Zegras. Far side shot. Didn't challenge, but Johnson down below. Penalty coming up on the United States D-man to the Czech Republic. We'll get a man advantage with 11:53 to go.
We're not going to identify who said it, but there was a concern among the U.S. staff about the Czechs and embellishing some
USA
calls.
number 23, 2 minutes trip.
Here's an offensive zone penalty on the U.S. and let's see what we got here.
That's foot on foot.
It's close, but I always defer to the official who's got a better view from a better angle and is seeing it in real time without the benefit of a replay.
Skate on skate. And Johnson gets the gate. USPK. The chance off the draw, Landon Slager. There's a bouncing puck, so he and Beniers couldn't get it. Now a gathering on the far side. Beniers pressuring again, digs it out. Matty Beniers still controlling and killing time. Well done by the Michigan Wolverine.
Kid's a special player. He does so many little things well, and he's just got this doggone bone mentality.
Long ushers it forward to Tepli. Tries to rattle it around the boards for Mishak. Thrown back in by Hosh. Racing forward is Brock Faber. Hack forward and not out. Good keep at the line by Martine Hosh, the Caps 5th rounder from 2019. Tepli. Harassed by Faber, who throws it forward where it's cleared.
Ross Mahoney runs the draft for the Washington Capitals, has for years. He's got a very good eye for talent, and he is going to be thrilled when he gets Hosh into the fold and into the Caps organization as he begins to work his way up towards the NHL.
Strong first 90 seconds for the PK unit for Team USA, but still 25 seconds left on the man advantage for the Czech Republic in this scoreless contest. First of 3 games from the Edmonton bubble today. The U.S. batting leadoff for the first time after closing things out on Christmas and on Boxing Day. 10 seconds left now. On the penalty to Johnson. Final 3 seconds. Thrown at night. Bounces funny on him, so we play on. We're back at even strength. Johnson comes out the box and now goes for a change. Shot 7-7 for midway through the first 20. Turcotte trying to push the pace. Instead, we go the other way. Good work by Jake Sanderson to turn things over. And now Trevor Zegras, 3 points against Austria, trying to knife his way through. Throwing around.
U.S. had numbers coming up the ice. What a job by the Czechs to track back and make it from a USA 3-on-2 to a 4-on-4.
Tepli will restart, one of 9 NHL draft picks on this Czech Republic roster. A few more hope to have their names called in the next 2 drafts. Right now, a shot on Spencer Knight into his glove off the stick of Martine Long. Catch your breath, folks. A brief break for us here on the network. When we come back, we will finish up the first period. There's Spencer Knight, the starting netminder for Team USA, drawing back in. But this is what happened pregame.
Whoops.
A little collision with Drew Hellison. But thankfully, Knight's okay.
Hey, listen, it might have been the best thing that happened to him. You know, sometimes when things go outside of your routine, you lock in a little differently. By the way, next whistle, I'll tell you a great story from the 1980 Olympics about how Jim Craig almost didn't play the game against West Germany. A situation very similar from warm-ups.
A history lesson coming up on the NHL Network as we continue this World Junior Championship telecast. Team USA and the Czech Republic scoreless in the first. Now behind the net of Putty. Team USA has it. There's Cole Caulfield, dead angle. He misses. Held in by Brock Faber. Ushered along for Matty Beniers. Centering attempt for Caulfield. He was just a tad tardy. Oh, what a lead pass for Long. Long across ice. Now in the middle. Tepli has it. They couldn't get a shot off.
That's been their bread and butter for the Czechs. They've been really, really good at wide drive and that quick pass to the front. They can get very individualistic at times coming up the ice. That was a really nice play in terms of a little chip to space and allowing your teammate to go skate into it. And they've scored a few goals, whether it be the pre-tournament or the in-tournament, on plays where they've gone wide and jammed the net like this. This time the U.S. defense gets back. Cam York responds very well to help influence the play and not allow that wide open tape-to-tape pass.
Jan Mysak doing the good work, the captain for the Czech Republic, and a half second rounder in this past draft.
So anyway, before this West Germany game, remember how important that game was to the U.S. in '80? Jim Craig got hit in the neck in warm-up. Ruzioni told me this story years ago. I don't remember who hit him. And then he gives up 2 goals early in the game, and everybody's like, oh my God, what did we do here? U.S. came back later on and won the game, but it just goes to show warm-ups can be a risky proposition at times.
What ended up happening in that 1980 tournament? I wonder.
U.S. got on a roll and did well.
We picked things up in the neutral zone.
Ruzioni tended to have factored in a little bit later on in the tournament, if I remember correctly.
Right about that. Here's Lukáš Parík. Played well, kept every shot out of his net against the Russians, spurring the Czechs to a massive victory.
Parík's got a nice combination of unorthodox and orthodox. He's really athletic. He keeps pucks in front of him well. He can make these standard hybrid butterfly save. But when he's got to use his extremities or start swimming around to use his athleticism, he can also be very effective. He's got good control of his body.
Bresson gave it away. Now fighting back for it. And it bounces into the United States bench with 6:40 to go here in period number 1. So the U.S. and the Czechs both lost their openers and bounced back with big victories. For the Czech Republic, stylistically, in the blowout loss to Sweden, they look totally different than what they displayed against the Russians.
You've got to stay within your identity, and their identity is to be a close checking, clog it up, quick counter kind of team. Roger Nielsen would have loved to coach this team. I mean, that's exactly the way Roger used to like to coach. He would trap through the middle, and he always felt that the trap was an offensive system more than a defensive system based on quick counters. And that's what the Czechs have tried to do is clog the neutral zone, quick counter, and attack from 100 feet. And against the Swedes, they really got away from it. They poked the bear a little too hard, and the bear bit them back.
Spencer Knight comes out to play it off the glass. This time it doesn't hurt him, unlike the game against Russia. Turcotte, puck stripped from his stick. And now the Russians break. Kofer throws a check on Johnson, who laid it back. Tepley will shoot, blockered calmly by Spencer Knight. Still in the O-zone for the Czech Republic. Now Thrun will knife it back. For Kaliev, now to Zegras. That top line's been out there a minute, so they will go for a change.
Now look at the Czechs back. Again, 5 in the frame. Not to beat a dead horse, but it's remarkable their commitment to playing that way, which they know will lead them to some success.
There's Henry Thrun, 101st overall pick of the Anaheim Ducks 2 drafts ago. Gets it back to his partner Johnson. Now dump back along for Caulfield. Boldy will pick it up near side corner. Boldy still on the puck. Finally taken from him by Svozil. It's the final 5 as Matty Beniers enters. Has Boldy behind him. Beniers will around the net. Up. Caulfield blows a tire. And the U.S. will have to regroup. Good. 9-7, the Czech Republic leads in shots on goal thus far.
It's been a physical game without hits. You know what I mean? There's a grind component to this game. It's been, both teams have been hard to play against and have made themselves hard defensively, but you have not seen the hit as we in North America like to see a ton, where they can impact the game. It's just not that kind of matchup. It's not the way either team is built.
Parík picks it up, throws it around, but not out. U.S. Berard kicks it to himself. Now finds some company through Cam York. Back to Berard, to York, and he'd stepped up. Then the puck slipped out. Pressure from the Czech Republic to gain possession. U.S. has numbers back, though, making it difficult for Prikryl. Kucherik, one of the returners on this team. Now played along for Berard. With Dave Starman, I'm Stephen Elson.
Sorry, the first goal in this game is going to be really big, and I don't want that to sound obvious, but if you're the U.S. and you can get one, you start to make the Czechs chase the game a little bit and have to open up for offense. Creates a little bit of a different dynamic about how they might defend. So I really think playing with a 1-0 lead is a much bigger deal.
There's a shot from a sharp angle on Spencer Knight. He had the blocker down, the pad down. Now thrown behind him. As we're under the 3-minute mark here. Watching Brendan Brisson come across center ice. They'll dump it on Petit. Settled by Johnson and played on for Thrun.
Thrun's had a nice period. Smooth, moving pucks, putting them tape to tape, very composed.
Top line back out there for Team USA. Zegras, Kaliev, and Turcotte. 2 kings and a duck. Southern California get to know him. Icing will be the call with 2:20 to go in the first 20.
2 kings and a duck on a line. You got a Wolverine and a Buckeye on the bench together, and Chris Mayotte and Steve Miller. You see the Czech bench, and they'd have to be very, very happy with the way that this first period has gone. They've gotten a couple of real good chances. They've defended very well. They have established their game, and I think that coming off the Russian game, one of the things we worried about was what's their emotional pitch, and can they get back to that same structure and maintain it and be dedicated to it for another 60 minutes. And through 18, it's been good.
Last year, the United States beat the Czech Republic 4-3 in overtime. Caulfield with the game, Caulfield with the game winner. Caulfield also had a goal, and I say that because neither of them have lit the lamp thus far in the tournament. But you get the feeling they've been doing everything right, that it will break their way shortly. Maybe it happens here at the end of the first period as Team USA sets up shop.
The only thing that I would, if you're going to nitpick on Caulfield, I think he overhandled a couple of plays where he could have put a puck to the net, but with his hands and the success that he has had overhandling at times, why not?
Look at the patience from Zegras. Now Parikh has to cover. A body ends up on top of him. And now we have some hugging and dancing. Happy holidays being wished to each other. Happy New Year, says Trevor Zegras. And we'll be right back. Say us. Just the second time this tournament.
That should be a must for every coach and every hockey parent to have that thing on their phone or their tablet. It is worth its weight in gold.
Matty Beniers wins the draw. Boldy has it. Boldy at a dead angle. Again, as you say, that shot is becoming more and more common in the game. Goes wide. Now numbers for the Czech Republic. Final 2 minutes. There's a one-timer that goes around the net of Spencer Knight, and a scramble for it picked up by Team USA. Boldy will shovel it over to Caulfield. 90 seconds left in the first period.
To me, it's the first time the U.S. got really beat in numbers, but look how quickly they recovered and transitioned back up the ice, and that is a huge recovery.
Beniers holds Boldy. Back to Beniers. He falls down, trying to shoot with the stick at his skates.
Kid loves the hard areas, doesn't he?
No question about it. Sanderson will whistle it into the glove of Parikh, who decides to play it. Final minute, Caulfield takes it over. Was looking for Sanderson at the point, but it was out of his reach, so Knight comes out to play it. Over to Brett Berard. Got a peek at his Jets against Austria. He turned them on en route to a goal.
I like what the U.S. has done here late in the period. Everything has been behind the defense. No chances of a turnover at the offensive blue line, which could lead the Czechs in offensive transition.
Farinacci falling down, shoots. It's gloved and held by Parikh. And again, these two teams.
If you're the Czechs, don't poke the bear unless you're willing to push back. And right now, they've got the U.S. a little bit where they want them. They got them a little frustrated. It's been a good period for the U.S., but the Czechs have established their game plan. And don't give the U.S. any more reason to want to put this thing in overdrive. Nice play by the Czechs here as they come up ice. And again, it's a Royal Road kind of play across the middle lane of the ice where they have made hay through the pre-tournament and in some chances that they had against the Russians. And there's the U.S. recovery. They get going. They don't wait. they get going quick. The whole key to really good transition, your 5 have to be up ice faster than their 5 recover. And that is something that I think the U.S. has done at times well in this period.
Turcotte, Zegras, and Kaliev will finish the period. Up front for Team USA. Zegras whips it around. Cam York now left circle. Comes down to the goal line. Over for Zegras. 10 seconds left. Zegras shot off his skate. Final 5, and it looks like this is where the period will come to an end. How about that opening 20, Dave?
So I think for the Czechs, a very good period to put in what they wanted. I think for the U.S., they had a nice period. They didn't have a great period. And I think for them, their focus is going to be how do we get more pucks behind the Czech defense so we can start to, again, tenderize the beef and create some offense.
Jamison Coyle, Scott Hartnell, and Jill Savage inside the bubble. We'll have your intermission report next.
All right, Nelly, thanks. Yeah, welcome to this World Juniors Intermission Report, fueled by Gatorade. Alongside Scott Hartnell, I'm Jamison Coyle. Interesting first period out there in Edmonton. Team USA has beaten the Czechs 6 straight times. You wouldn't know it based on how that first period played out. And this one, if you're the Czechs, probably played out exactly how you wanted to. If you're Team USA, are you happy with the first?
You're somewhat happy. At least you're not down a goal or two. Spencer Knight did look solid in net. The few shots that he saved, I think actually the Czechs outshot the Americans there. But if you're a Czech Republic fan or you're from Czech Republic, you're so happy the way that they played. They've clogged out the neutral zone very well. They've kind of frustrated the Americans a little bit, and they've had countered off that with their speed, getting up the ice, and a few odd man rushes. So it's been a little bit of a cat and mouse game, but no goals here.
Dave Starman talked about playing this game in molasses, exactly how the Czechs want to play it. If you're Team USA and you're struggling with those zone entries, how do you try to find some offense against a team that loves to just lock it in and pack it in?
Yeah, it's tough because if you have your defenseman carrying up the puck and he's the last man to leave the American zone and he's coming to the red line, all the other 4 American players are at the blue line stopped. And so when you do dump that puck in, everyone stops so they have no speed to get on that forecheck. And it's very easy for the goalie to stop the puck. The defenseman will go back for the Czechs, and 1 or 2 passes, you're out of the zone. So you need to get a little bit more speed so you hit that blue line when you do dump the puck with speed so you can get after the defense, get a body on them, frustrate them a little bit, and then your forecheck's going to go from there.
All right, entertaining first period, just nothing to show for it. Scoreless between Team USA and the Czech Republic. Game 3 of the prelims up in Edmonton for Group B. We'll take a timeout on the intermission report. Much more when we return. Scoreless after 1 between Team USA and the Czech Republic. You can see Spencer Knight back in net for the red, white, and blue. 10 saves in the first period, and we heard in the telecast looking sharp. Didn't look that sharp in the opening game against Russia, but highly touted first-round pick by the Florida Panthers, improving it in period number 1. Hartsey, things got a little chippy here late between the Czechs and the Americans, and who do you think this favors?
I would say the Americans. I think they play that more of a chippy game, I guess, and to get the blood boiling a little bit. The Czechs, I can see what they're doing. They're protecting their goaltender. I think about a minute before that, there was a little feistiness. American player ended up on the legs of the goaltender, the Czech goaltender. So just trying to keep that area safe, keep everybody away from the blue. That's what they're doing, and a little feistiness there as well. So it's nice to see a little rough stuff. Sorry.
Oh, we mentioned Spencer Knight looking sharper, much sharper in this game than he did his first start against Team Russia. What did you see from him in period number 1?
He was solid. I didn't think he would be tested as much as he was, but a little curl and drag shot there and no rebound. He was out playing the puck a few times and just on his angles. And when your goaltender's doing that, making those saves that he should be making, a couple that he doesn't, it gives the team confidence in front of him. So great job there by Knight coming in. And for the most part here in 20 minutes, he's kind of did what he's supposed to do and stop the puck.
All right, plenty of confidence coming off that 11-0 win against Austria last game. Scoreless after 1 in this game, Team USA and the Czech Republic. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get an assessment from USA assistant coach Ted Donato on period number 1. That's coming up next.
This intermission report is fueled by Gatorade. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Game 2 for the United States of the World Junior Championship is underway. Turcotte to Hellison, dances through, and they score!
This is the kind of game where you get one and it can start to rain real hard on the Austrians.
Segrist shoots and scores. It's 2-0 Team USA. Marinacci gets a shot off and he scores. Brasson lets it go and he rips it home. Dead angle, he scores. Did you, Trevor Segrist? Veneers on a break, he passes, they score! With speed, Berard shoots and scores. Oh, I mean, again, what are you going to do there? 10 spot for Team USA. In front, Colangelo, one-timer, and he scores to make it 11-6. 69 shots on goal for Team USA. It has been a nice evening for the red, white, and blue.
16 different players scored a point in Team USA's 11-0 rout over Austria on Saturday. This game, though, against the Czech Republic, a much different story. Scoreless after one, shots pretty equal. Both teams 0-4 right now on the power play. Let's get the assessment from assistant coach Ted Donato, who spoke with Jill Savage after the first period.
This was the first time since the first period against Russia that the U.S. has been outshot in the period. What did you see there in the first 20?
Well, I think they did a good job kind of clogging up the neutral zone. They had 5 guys back, but I thought when we got the pucks behind them, we were able to get to it first and establish some offensive zone time. I thought we, regardless of the score chart, I thought we had the better of the chances, and I just think we have to, be good with the puck, keep winning races to the puck, win our one-on-one battles, and hey, we knew it was going to be a tough game. There's a good team, and it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to win. The ground game down low and get after these guys. So, I think we feel like, we started to come on as the period, and we just got to keep at it.
Defensively, any adjustments that you'd like to see out there?
Well, I just think that they're really good at transitioning. So if we can be good, they're stopping us at times from having any momentum at the offensive blue line. We just got to be content to put pucks behind them. They're pretty good in transition. Thanks
for your time. Best of luck.
All right. Thanks, Jill.
All right, scoreless after one between Team USA and the Czech Republic. You heard from assistant coach Ted Donato right there. They're doing a great job of clogging up the neutral zone. If you're Team USA, how do you try and counteract that here in the second?
I like what he said, too, about winning battles. You can't just have one guy in there. You got to get 2 bodies, 3 bodies in on the forecheck, grind that game out down low, win those puck battles, get them up to the point, use your strengths. They got some great D-men back there, D-to-Ds, get pucks to the net, but don't try and do it all by yourself. Don't do it one-on-one. Don't try and beat a guy. Next thing you know, they do have great speed on their counters, and look out for that sneaky one goal that can go the other way. So just make sure you're playing it the right way.
Easier said than done when you're a highly skilled team like the Team USA is constructed, when things aren't going your way and it's kind of a bogged down first period like that, to get even more frustrated?
Team. You got to think of the team. You don't want to, say, look at me, guys. Look what I just did. And if you don't do it and you're the, kind of doofus that kind of screwed things up, you got to play as a team. You got to come up as 5 as a group and get in on the forecheck together as 5. And, you don't want to leave your goaltender out to dry. So not a bad first period for the USA. They need a little bit better, though, here coming up.
If you're the Czech Republic, you're playing right off the recipe that got you the win, 2-0 shutout against Russia. Pack it in, block shots. The ultimate team concept. How do you get more of the same here in period number 2?
It's frustrating, and it's a simple way to play, but it's the right way to play, the way that they're set up to. So if you're the Czech Republic players, you got to do the same thing. Coaches are going in there, hey, let's keep going and stay out of the stuff after the whistles. Don't give them any life. Don't take a penalty, because obviously the Americans can hurt you that way. So just keep doing what we're doing. It's worked against the Russians. It's working so far tonight. Let's keep doing it.
What do you expect pace-wise here in the second period? Pace was pretty good in period number 1.
Not bad.
Despite the lack of goals.
I would look for some more body checks here for the U.S. as well. Get in there, get the blood going. It'll pump your bench up. There's no fans in the stands to kind of, cheer for one team or the other. So you got to get your own, create your own magic, create your own energy within the team. And one big hit, one small little play that leads to a scoring chance can definitely help the group.
All right, we'll have to see. Both these teams have a regulation loss as well as a regulation win. So equal records coming in. This game 3 of 4 in Group B preliminary play. A big second period coming your way next between the Czech Republic and Team USA. Dave Starman and Steven Nelson have the call of period number 2. It's scoreless after 1. That's coming up next.
Let's hop back into the bubble for period number 2 on this World Junior Championship telecast on NHL Network, fueled by Gatorade. With Dave Starman, I'm Steven Nelson. I'll get our names right eventually, Star. What did Team USA do right in the first period?
I thought when they got pucks like this behind the Czech defense, when they weren't greedy and didn't have a chance to take the line, you saw 3 white sweaters walled off there and steered. And the U.S. made a good decision to put the puck behind the defense, go get it, try to create a scoring chance. This on the power play, good entry. And here is a great backtrack by Berard, who steals the puck and creates a flurry of activity. Young players, you want to make your next year's team at the high levels, learn how to backtrack and pick pockets. And Berard did a great job there. And that little play, that one little play, extra effort by 21 in blue, led to 4 chances against for the United States.
That was a brilliant opportunity for Team USA and Cam York. He just rang it off the bar. And Lukáš Parík, the goaltender for the Czech Republic, he'll take that break. The last 6 between these two clubs have gone the way of the Americans. How will things go in period number 2 in a scoreless game? Team USA figured it out in the second period against Austria and opened the floodgates. They'll try and do the same. Down 10-8 in terms of shots on goal, and 8 seconds into the middle period, we have a stoppage.
Yeah, Teddy Donato talked between periods a lot about what we talked about, and that is the way that the Czechs defend and things that they have to do to get around it. And the U.S. is a faster team, but speed only matters if the puck is the fastest object on the ice. And there are times where you have to know when to lose a battle to win the war type of scenario, and the place and race. Deposits behind the defense, pucks down the wall where you create races. Get the Czechs looking over their shoulders. Get the Czechs to get puck mesmerized, where everybody's staring in the area of the puck as opposed to looking and finding where their sort out and their assignment is. That's the way you can create some confusion in the offensive zone. And also, once you get in there, feed the boys at the point. Let the big cannoneers let it go.
One of the U.S. grinder lines out there to open up the second period. And a quick icing. So, boys, we are off to a rip-roaring start in the second. We haven't played 30 seconds. We've had 3 whistles.
See some of the U.S. contingent watching along?
I'm going to need y'all to fire it up a little bit. Let's get things going. Yeah, it's an earlier start today, Dave Starman, but maybe the most ideal is to be either the late game or the very early game.
Yeah, that's a great point. I said that to Steve Miller this morning. If I'm going to play and it's not the normal 7 or 7:30 start, I'd rather play at noon or 1, because those 4 o'clock games could be a sleep fest, because normally on a game day at 4 o'clock, you're asleep.
Yeah, you're napping.
At noon, you're awake. So I like the biorhythm component to the early game.
Matt Boldy's awake behind the net, looking to find Matt Beniers in front. Cole Caulfield back to Boldy. Beniers setting up camp. Faber coming down to a hit assist as it's taken over by Mishak briefly. Beniers falls down, and the Czechs will break things out.
One of those ways you can set up that low to high play is using the back of the net for protection, like the U.S. just tried to do.
Taken away by Caulfield, and he was trying to move up for Boldy. Now stretched to Tepli, leaves it on for Vito. Vito shoots. Glove save by Spencer Knight, who again, he looks like he has no heartbeat between the pipes.
And he bails out Faber, who kind of went for a flyby as the puck entered the U.S. zone. And Knight is there to shut it down as the fans of the Czech Republic look on with some concern. A little excitement there. There we go.
Last year, the tournament was hosted in Ostrava and Třinec in the Czech Republic. Disappointing showing for the home crowd, which included a loss to Team USA in overtime. Zegras takes over after a whiff. Turcotte will streak across center ice. Held up there, trying to enter the zone.
The legal pick making a reappearance here at the 2020 World Junior Championships.
Power plays one aside thus far. And obviously, no power play goals. Kaliev. Circle with Zegras. Now up top, there's a shot. And Parík struggled to find where it was. It was underneath them. Drew Hellison putting it on net.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to one of my former assistant coaches between periods, and we were discussing that concept of feeding the points. And here's the play. When you feed the point quick and you unload quick, the shot lanes are there. And the one thing that the Czechs do really well is they pack in 5 tight. They will give you the perimeters. The U.S. doesn't want to play on the perimeter. They want to play inside. But one of the best ways to get inside is to get the puck inside first. And that was a really nice play by the U.S.
U.S. wins the draw, and the puck flutters, where it's caught out of the air by Parikh. Drew Hellison, in 47th pick in 2019, plays for Boston College now. 47th overall to the Colorado Avalanche, a team that very much has the arrow pointing up in the National Hockey League.
Another one of the great skating defensemen that will play at BC. Think about Hannafin and Matheson and some of their really fleet of foot defensemen. And I mentioned he was much like, reminded me a lot of Ian McCoshen, who played there, someone of that same era. McCoshen, who played his junior hockey with the Waterloo Blackhawks.
A little more than 2 minutes have elapsed here in the Sandwich Stanza. Preliminary play continues at the World Junior Championship inside the bubble in Edmonton. Icing will bring USA an offensive zone draw. ShopUSAHockey.com. That's the official online store of USA Hockey, and it is your source for all the latest in USA Hockey apparel, outerwears, hats, toques, sweaters. You'll find everything you'll need to proudly cheer on the red, white, and blue in this World Junior Championship and beyond. Visit USAHockey.com, ShopUSAHockey.com. Check out the latest deals. Off the draw, spinorama shot into a bunch of bodies from Brett Berard. Then he blows a tire, has to hack it back around. Ozone time, setting up and establishing ozone time was a huge focus for Nate Lehman heading into this contest. They're doing that right here. Walking in is thrown. Tried to throw it on and went off the stick. And it's cleared out by the Czechs.
Too bad Mike Rupp's not here with us in the studio, because he could point out where he would have been in this pertaining to the mid-1990s Devils. You've heard that reference when it comes to watching this Czech team play and how well they shut down the neutral zone against a lot of teams in the mid-90s. That was a team where, for a period of about 2.5 years, they didn't give up a 2-goal lead at all.
Kirill Melenek, the head coach for the Czech Republic, taking over for Václav Varada, who had the last 2 benches in the World Junior Championships. And last year, one of his assistants, a former Devil, a great Devil, Patrick Elias.
Now, Elias was looking at that trap thing like, that's all well and good, just give me the puck. This is all fun and whatnot, but I'd like to go north.
Thrown in by Brock Faber, who's looked oh so smooth in the early going to this tournament for Team USA. Number 11 in blue, defense prospect for the Los Angeles Kings. Here's Matty Beniers, right circle, held up, company in the slot. High shot from Boldy. Now Beniers again. There isn't an inch on this sheet of ice that he won't cover. Caulfield back up top. Here's Faber. The side. Boldy wants it. Still wants it. Boldy lets it go. Deflected. Wide of the net of Parikh.
So they've gotten a couple of shots through here, but they haven't had anything in front of the net to help them out.
Whoa. Offside call for Team USA, but it looked like Cam York picked up that puck along the blue paint. Anyway, Star, I digress. And yield back to you.
Parikh with another stop, and the U.S. gets a shot through. But like I said, the one thing you want to do when you get these shots through, and there's the last save, which was more of the puck finding him than him finding the puck. Or actually, it looked like it was blocked in front, which wouldn't shock anybody at this point. But if you're going to get shots to the front of the net, the whole key, make sure there's somebody there when you get that shot. Pucks to the front of the net can open up some lanes to funnel players to the front of the net. And, you know, what have you and I talked about for 2 games, which has been part of the U.S. game plan? Investment in the front of the net.
Yep.
Toe caps in the paint. Take the eyes away from the goaltender. With the Czechs, it's a little harder because of the way they defend by packing it in. But still, the ability to move the puck around the perimeter a little bit to open up some of those lanes and get players in is something that will be a evolving process for the U.S. as this game goes on.
U.S. trying to break through in the second period, a frame that they've outscored opponents 6-3 thus far in the tournament.
And my personal feeling is this is the line that can do a lot of damage, because Turcotte's a straight line guy. Kaliev's a straight line guy. They're both shooters. And Seagrass has been a guy that is shown to pull a trigger too.
Oh, turnover from Turcotte. Czechs coming the other way. Off the skate of Sanderson. Bounces down to the far circle. Jake Sanderson led Team USA to time on ice in the first period, playing in his first World Junior Championship. Dumped in by Arthur Kaliev. He, like Turcotte, his fellow Kings prospect, and Cole Caulfield, another top liner, the top 6 forward, searching for his first goal. Landon Slaggert in pursuit of the puck. 4.5 have been played here in the second period. Ryan Johnson, the pride of Irvine, California, and Minnesota in the Big Ten. Puck turned over. Music streaking to his left, throws it at night, gives up a rebound, into the middle it goes, and it's picked up by Team USA.
What a great shot. He put it right where he wanted. Yeah, you're shooting to score, but if you don't have anything to shoot at in terms of open net, right off the goalie's pad, and that thing came right up Broadway and was sitting there as a fat, juicy rebound. The U.S. defended it well.
Spencer Knight has seemingly found his form against the Czech Republic. Now back in the offensive zone for Team USA. Near side controlled by Bobby Brink of the Philadelphia Flyers system. He gives it along. There's a shot blocked. Another one charging in. Falling up. His own rebound was Brett Berard. And the puck is in the back of the net. Brett Berard didn't give up on the play. And Bobby Brink stuffed it home. It's 1-0 Team USA.
Oh, the grit of this line pays off. I guarantee you Berard hasn't given up a puck in his life because of the fact he's a coach's kid. He's probably had his dad say to him, finish, 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 since he was a little kid. And habits are hard to break. Look at the U.S. for the first time in this entire game. There were blue jerseys inside white jerseys. Look at the blue presence by the blue paint. Numbers in the crease. They kept hacking away at it, sticks down. And that is what Nate Lehman has wanted since the opening drop of the puck. And we talked about it's going to be an evolution as they continue to find offense. And that is the greasy, slimy, dirty goal that they wanted to open things up.
Bobby Brink all smiles after scoring his first goal of the World Junior Championship. Second point of the tournament. He's now +4. That line, we've been raving about it for 3 games now. They continue to do good work. USA looking for more bounces by the stick of Cole Caulfield. But again, Brett Berard making things happen as well. Now far side, into the middle. Caulfield with a rifle. That's just wide of Parikh. Now to the top, thrown back on net. Boldy was setting up shop in front of Parikh, as was Mapaniers. Thrown in front. Caulfield tipped it wide.
That's the first goal the Czechs have given up in a long time in this tournament. Let's see how they respond to it.
No icing as Sanderson plays it back for Jackson Lacombe. Lacombe, the Golden Gopher, will flip it forward and chase it down.
The response, the shifts from after a goal scored 4 against are huge, especially in a game like this where it's the first goal of the game midway through and identities have been established. For the Czechs, they need a couple of good shifts here to get some momentum.
Svozil thrown down. Kaliev will play it forward. One nothing Team USA. 13-12 shots in favor of the Czech Republic. Here come the Czechs. Mishak. Shot blocked by Team USA, who's going the other way. They have some numbers briefly. Czechs get back. There's a shot off the glass. Now Kaliev looking to center. Instead ends up at the point. Thrun. To Trevor Zegras. Zegras so much stronger on pucks this year than what we saw last tournament. In a tournament he was outstanding, to be sure, but Nate Lehman saying he could have gotten stronger on pucks. He has over the last 9 months. Trying to find Kaliev in the slot. Bounces to Thrun. Now Johnson to Zegras. Zegras off a skate.
It's a good defensive shift for the Czechs and a little bit of a sloppy line change for the U.S. Got international play, you got to be really careful.
Oh, they will call that.
Oh yeah, they give them out like candy.
Oh, Patrick Moynihan, Brendan Brisson, some stick handling. Now Faber thrown on net, behind the net purposely, or it can be picked up by Slaggert. Brisson couldn't get his shot through. 11:26 in the second period. Team USA just taking a 1-goal lead.
Good offensive zone time for the U.S., but Czechs are defending this well.
Slaggert. Moynihan shoots off the side of the goal net. Cleared by the Czech Republic and all the way down. It was tipped, so no icing.
And so despite the fact that they were defending for a lot, they defended well.
Quick lead pass from Spencer Knight all the way down to John Farinacci. Brink, the goal scorer for Team USA, back out there, jockeying in the corner. All right, boys, any day now. There we go. Controlled by Pegriel. Outnumbered. And that's the puck taken from him by Drew Hellison. Right again, quickly forward. Brink can't handle it. Shot through traffic. Knocked wide. Centered. High slot. Hellison at the point. He shoots off the gut of Parik. And now Kubicek. Kubicek still. Flipped. And controlled again by Team USA. Midway point of this hockey contest, and the Americans have a 1-0 lead.
I think the Czechs have done a really nice job since the goal was scored at not breaking. The U.S. came out like house on fire after the goal. 3 or 4 really good shifts, a lot of offensive zone time. What they get out of it? A point shot and a decent shot from the bottom of the circle. They had a lot of offensive zone possession. They didn't really get much out of it. The Czechs have weathered the storm a little bit here midway through the period.
An icing calls. We show you Bobby Brink again. Brett Berard, 1 shot, followed through, got the second shot through, squeaked through Parik, and there's Bobby Brink.
To me, it's 3 blue in the paint. It's 3 blue underneath, 2 white, and they push one through. It's a numbers game in the all-important third circle, and it's where the U.S. manages to score their goal, all on a play that they have talked about for 2 days leading up to this game with the way that the Czechs play.
Stanislav Slozil, 2021 draft prospect, cross for a shot. Held on to by Spencer Knight. Bobby Brink has put the Americans on the board first at the World Junior Championship.
I am a big proponent of the guys who don't get a lot of press making a big impact on tournaments, especially short tournaments, and this line with Berard, Farinacci, and Brink has brought a little bit of skill, a little bit of grit, a little bit of tenacity, and a whole lot of snarl, and they have been really good in today's game.
Coaching staff wanted them to be feisty. They have been that. Brett Berard, 5th-round pick of the Rangers. John Farinacci, 3rd-rounder of the Coyotes. And Bobby Brink, 2nd-round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers. Face off to the left of Spencer Knight after the stoppage. Now puck in the corner. The pressure from Cam York, bodying up Vito. Faber checked hard by Baranek. And the puck goes out of play.
Do it. You know, back during the 1993 World Junior Tournament, Czechoslovakia had a team in the tournament, and on January 1st, 1993, they went from Czechoslovakia to 2 separate countries, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. It was called the Velvet Divorce. Think back to when the U.S. was formed. They had an issue with population, right? Do the big states or small states own it? They came up with 2 separate branches. Similar thing was happening in Czechoslovakia. Czech Republic, they're the Czechs were the dominant population. We're a little envy of the Slovak power, despite their smaller cultural impact on the country. And in a very peaceful way, they just decided they were going to dissolve the country, and it happened right in the middle of the World Juniors.
As a turnover in front of Spencer Knight. A quick shot from Novak, the wild fifth rounder. And Spencer Knight again out at the top of his crease to cut things off.
Landon Slaggert's a guy that wins a lot of face-offs, and remember, you can only go sticks first on any draw. You can't use your body there. But what a great reaction to stay on the defensive side of the puck. Gets right into the shot lane. I mean, that is just brilliant hockey from Landon Slaggert, whose dad Andy has been an assistant coach at Notre Dame for a long time. And you know what I always tell you about the coach's kids? They got it figured out. It's instinct.
Chicago Mission alum is Slaggert, and now a Chicago Blackhawks prospect.
And Tara Slaggert spent a lot of time driving Landon and Graham back and forth between South Bend and Chicago. You know those hockey parents, they'll do everything for their kids to make sure they get an opportunity to play.
Unfortunately, hockey parents, hockey fans not in the stands in Edmonton. Bubble protocol in effect for these World Junior Championships. Controlled by Rilovsky, the Czech Republic. 7:38 left in the second period. Team USA up 1-0. Here's Farinacci. On with Bobby Brink. Sanderson following him. He holds up the corner, the circle. And it's covered by Parikh. And Bobby Brink was checked on top of him. And we've seen this a few times between the Czechs and the Americans. I love the hot mics for the officiating crew that we get to hear. Right now, a commercial break. Parikh will gather himself and prepare for a face-off next. Pair of penalties coming up, one on each side. But first, we show you what just happened with Bobby Brink camped in front of Parikh.
And Brink searching for another one, and he's a feisty guy, Brink. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog, and that's Bobby Brink right there, who plays for the University of Denver for David Carl, Dallas Ferguson, Tavis McMillan, and that program in the NCHC. And Brink provides them with a lot of grit, a lot of skill, as he does with Team USA.
Farinacci in the box for Team USA. Adam Nyman will sit for the Czech Republic, as we show you face of Bobby Brink, the baby face of Bobby Brink. Listed at 5'8", 165, Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Dad played this tournament too. Dad had a chance to be a pretty good hockey player. Wound up taking a golf scholarship, turning down hockey. Got bored playing golf. Came back to Minnesota. Asked Doug Wood for a spot with the Gophers. Earned it. And found himself on the World Junior team a year after he took a golf scholarship in Florida. Now that's a different path.
No question. And the bloodlines, the World Junior Championship continuing with Bobby. A fight in the corner. Zegras plays it across. Team USA breaking. They have numbers. There's a shot. Good save by Parikh, and Turcotte bodied and hacked at it, but it went wide. Turcotte reinforcements for Zegras.
First time all game a Czech defender went up the wall with his check to defend in a 4-on-4 situation.
Look at Zegras working his magic. Now gets a one-time shot. Trevor Zegras made that play happen and then makes it 2-0 Team USA.
You know, it's funny, in the 4-on-4 scenario, it benefited the U.S. because for the first time all game, there was actually some space to play with. U.S. gains the line with a good entry. They start to move the puck around. Look at all the space they have. And for the first time, they get behind the Czech defense where they get the Czechs puck mesmerized and all staring one way, and Zegras slips behind. And even though he fanned on it, it still finds the net. So the home run swing produces a pretty successful single, and the U.S. takes a 2-0 lead. But right before that, you saw the Czechs start to open up defensively a little bit by activating their defense with pressure on Turcotte.
Anaheim Duck fans can get used to that. Zegras from Thrun. 2-zip. Now Sanderson around the world.
Remember, it stays 4-on-4 here.
Ellison pressure.
Or I should say it's still 4-on-4 here. Obviously, manpower wouldn't change on an even strength goal.
Now racing in is Matty Beniers. Where's a check from Kuchety? Puck comes out. Now in the corner. Beniers will take it. Works around Hellison. Now to Cole Caulfield. Caulfield at space. Fires. Kick saved by Putty. The United States has the lead in the game and has taken the lead in shots on net with 5:30 left in the second period. Oh boy. Played back by Caulfield, taken over by the Czech Republic, and good work there by Hellison to negate a chance. Stick on the ice, and I think a puck hit it. Now Thrun in pursuit. Across for Rilovsky. Shoulder check thrown there by Slaggert. A handful of minutes left. That stick continuing to give the Czechs problem in this possession.
It's like a sixth defender.
There's a slot. That is back out in neutral ice. Svozil to his back. Knight never got to him. Here comes Matt Boldy. Has Slaggert to his right. Boldy will hold and then go in the middle. Slaggert is there, hacking at it as Team USA. They can't put it home, so Boldy will pick it up. Thrun near side, gets it, comes to the circle, tipped in front by Bobby Brink, but kicked away. Now thrown into the middle. Beniers was there. Beniers has it now. Beniers shoots. They score. Brink there in on it again. And Bobby Brink at the front of the line has his second goal of the period.
U.S. once again is moving the puck around the offensive zone. It's simple plays. Tape to tape, shot and a pass. Sorry, pass and a shot. Pass and a shot. Reload, bring it back down low, put it to the front, get traffic in front. What a great stick in front of the net. Terrific pass by Beniers. Great stick by Brink in front of the net. All predicated on winning races, extra effort, and simplicity in the offensive zone. You're watching a lot of really skilled players keep the game extremely simple and find it be very effective.
3 goals here in the second period. Bobby Brink ended the Czech streak of 87 minutes and 56 seconds of game time without allowing a goal. And then he gets another one a little bit later. And just like that, it's a 3-goal edge.
Now the Czechs are really going to have to open it up, and they just do not have the personnel depth-wise to get into a track meet with the U.S. So the U.S., by getting the lead and building on it, have turned this game totally upside down. It is 180 degrees where it should have been at 0-0. Look at Brink, parks himself inside the defenseman. Czech defenseman doesn't box out. If you're the Czech defenseman, you see Bobby Brink standing there, you either better be hard on his stick or get inside his body, get through his hands. They don't do either. They don't do any of it. And Brink is able to tap it home.
Brink worked on a lot of power skating in the offseason during shutdown and quarantine. You see how strong he is camping out.
And Denver's got one of the great strength and development guys in the business in Matt Shaw.
Zegras has Turcotte and Kaliev out there up front with him. York and Faber on the back end. Played forward by York. Kaliev has it now. 3:15 remains in the second period. Kaliev in the middle. Kaliev to himself, shoots, a good kick save by his fellow Kings prospect in Putty. Good hold at the line. Now York near side. Right circle. Kaliev to York. York with room in front. Off the leg of Kwiatkowski. Turcotte across. One-timer from Faber that's blocked. York wins the fight for it briefly. Kaliev and Zegras there. Thrown back by Kwiatkowski. Faber pinches in. He will hold. Star, wake me up when this is over.
Yeah, I'm with you. You blow the whistle.
Yeah. Oh, kicked out by Faber. And here's Brisson. Cross and a good save by Putty. 3-0. Red, white, and blue. Well, they're both wearing red, white, and blue. Team USA up thanks to 2 goals from Zegras, or 2 goals from Brink and 1. Hey, Starman, I've had trouble speaking English this period, to be sure.
How's your Czech?
But I bounced back with the copyright read.
Attaboy.
3-0 Team USA off the draw in front of Parik. Taken over by Philippe Friquil. He has a bunch of blue sweaters, preventing him from doing anything offensively, and Team USA will come the other way. Slaggert drop to Lacombe. Jackson Lacombe through traffic in front.
Every time there's a shot lane, that puck's going right to the net. That's exactly what they wanted.
Look out in front of Parik, a shot, a chance, and that one trickles wide. Landon Slaggert. So close to making it 4-0.
You know where you give the U.S. a lot of credit? Their patience. They just stuck with it. And early on, shots were getting blocked. They were on the perimeter. They kept probing. They just kind of stuck with what works.
Bobby Brink has the puck knocked off his stick by Svozil. Good play by the Czech D-man, who's also a 2021 draft prospect. Now left point, Johnson holds. Has Thrun to his right. He gets it to him. Thrun will cycle. Now Berard tripped up there. No penalty on the play. Got to watch his stick that comes up high. They will call that one quick too in IIHF play. It's taken now by the Czechs. Thrown in softly by Koffer. Comes out in front of Knight with a big blocker save. And now Tepley still working in front of Spencer Knight. 40 seconds, a kick save by Knight. Most pressure from the Czechs sustained in the O-zone thus far.
Can we make a case that Knight has quieted the concerns that he can't play at the World Juniors?
I would say so. Now Bobby Brink will hold. Cross-ice feed. Holding, firing. Good shot block there by Kubicek. Down to the final 20 seconds of play in the second period. Racing in, Jan Mysak, the Canadiens prospect, will center.
If anybody's going to impact this game in the third period for the Czechs, it's going to be that kid. He is outstanding.
Yeah, he's a handful to deal with. The second rounder in 2020. Last 3 seconds of the second. And a final horn. They open it up to Team USA there in the second period, Dave.
Well, just continuing the point that we were making, they just stay with their plan. And they tried to do some things in period number 1. They were stymied quite a bit, but as the second period went on, they were able to get some pucks in, get some pucks low to high, and get some traffic to the net, and found some pay dirt.
To break it all down, we'll head back to the studio with Jamison Coyle and Scott Hartnell. We'll also feature interviews with Jill Savage.
All right, Nelly, thank you very much. Welcome to this World Junior Intermission Report, fueled by Gatorade. Alongside Hartsey, I'm Jamison Coyle. 3-0 USA after 2 periods. Didn't seem like it was going to ever get to that point, but Starman said during that play that they just kind of stuck with it. Patience paid off for the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, they did. It reminds me a lot of their last game that they played. 1 goal in the first period. Things weren't going their way. A couple posts, and today was the same thing. It finally opened up there in the second period. Some great passing, some great playmaking. They were holding on to those pucks, and you get rewarded when you go to the net.
All right, let's show you the highlights from period number 2 out in Edmonton. Scoreless through much of this game up until this point, and then finally they get it done. Drew Hellison, a pair of shots, can't get it by, but Bobby Brink on the brink of the crease right there. First goal of the tournament, Team USA on top by 1.
Yeah, they had the puck on their stick for about 20-25 seconds at the top of the zone, top of the offensive zone, and a couple shots there. One was blocked. He got it right back there, and Bobby Brink gets lost there, kind of in no man's land, right beside the empty cage there, and was able to whack it home.
All right, 1-0. We play on. How about this pass from Henry Thrun over to Trevor Zegras? Zegras with his team-leading 6th point. 4-on-4 there, and a little more open ice for Team USA to go to work.
Yeah, Thun with his head up looked like he was shooting. I think he saw Zegras there the whole way, and the sea parted right to make that pass, and Zegras made no mistake putting that one home.
All right, Team USA looking for another one. They'll get it right here. Nice pass from Matt Beniers to Bobby Brink. Brink, a Flyers prospect, second-round pick in 2019, has his 2nd goal of the period.
Yeah, you're going to like him if you're a Philadelphia fan. You're going to go hard to the net. He uses a lot of weight on that bottom, his bottom hand on that stick. make sure the defender couldn't whack it away and was able to direct it home. So Brink gets rewarded for going to the net, and a couple big goals there for the USA.
Was it anything that USA did differently in the second period, or was it as simple as just kind of waiting and striking when an opportunity presented itself?
Yeah, I think they wore him down quite a bit, actually. Getting pucks deep, getting on the forecheck. And I think they did a better job this period, in the second period, of holding on to pucks, creating that time and space in the offensive zone. And then you get tired defenders out there for the Czech Republic, and then they're really standing still, and they're able to move the puck around. Lanes get open. The seam pass there by Thron over to Zegras, just a cause and effect of having tired guys out there, and just an unbelievable pass. I can't get over how he sold the shot. For me, watching that live and watching that, he knew he was there all along.
All right, Team USA looking to make it 7 in a row over the Czech Republic. 20 minutes away from doing that. A big second period by Bobby Brink. Spencer Knight's like, I got this locked down. You do your thing. 2 goals, and we'll hear what he had to say coming up after the second period. That's next on our intermission report.
Drop back by Brink. Wrist shot through some traffic. Rebound on the goal line. Score! Centered and just away from Beniers. Johnson down for Beniers. Score! Bobby Brink has another.
Bobby Brink and the Americans finally breaking through the Czech defense. 3 goals in period number 2. That is where we stand right now. Team USA 20 minutes away from picking up their second win in Group B pool play. Bobby Brink, with his first 2 goals of this tournament, spoke with Jill Savage after the period.
Bobby, coach has emphasized, get to your spots and good things will happen. Take us through that first goal that opened things up.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Brett there, getting the puck to the net, and there was a scrum front, and the coaches said in the pre-scout that there'll be spots open in front, and I got there, and luckily it bounced to me.
Things have been so contested up to that second period. What was the difference in allowing things to kind of open up as that went on?
Yeah, I think we just didn't allow them to set up in their forecheck. They like to trap in the neutral zone, and so if we just go right up and play quick, they can't get into their set forecheck.
What do you want to do to finish this one off?
I think just keep playing the same way we did in the second. It showed with 3 goals that if we play like that, we'll be successful.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bobby Brink having some success there in period number 2. Flyers fans certainly liking what they're seeing. Brink, a second-round pick, 34th overall back in 2019. You can see home state of Minnesota. 3 assists in 3 games so far with Denver before heading to the bubble and playing for Team USA. Trevor Zegras, team leading 6th point. He gets on the board in the second period. So the offense finally coming through for Team USA there in period number 2.
Yeah, I like how they got to the net too, and even if they didn't score, there was some interactions after the whistle, which was nice. But Bobby did a great job on that second goal, getting to the blue paint, stopping, putting his stick there on a good angle, and hard on the ice to get that pass to deflect in. So good things happen when you go to the net, and Bobby's doing a great job of getting there tonight.
All right, and we mentioned Trevor Zegras picking up yet another goal in this tournament. You can see his numbers at the World Junior Tournament. This guy's been nothing but a point producer. 9 points last year, all 9 assists. You can see what he's now done in 8 games, 4 goals, 11 helpers, multi-point games, 4 of them. So the offense coming for Team USA, but more importantly, maybe for Coach Lehman's club, Spencer Knight getting it done between the pipes. He's looked sharp through 2 periods now.
Yeah, he's been solid. There's been a few minutes between shots where he stayed sharp. He's played the puck pretty well. It looked like he was a defenseman the one time. He had the puck on his stick behind the net for 15 seconds.
Getting his Corsi numbers up.
Exactly. So it's nice to see him handle that puck confidently. He's making the saves. He's there positionally. He's doing great, and he looks big in net. The Czechs are coming down, looking where to shoot, and just watch it on camera. It's hard to see where to shoot because he's just filling up that net.
All right, Team USA with a huge game coming up on Thursday night at 9:30 against Sweden. They'll want to finish this one off on a high note, though. 3-0 after 2 against the Czechs. Third period action coming your way, coming up shortly. Keys to that period with Hartsey next.
This intermission report is fueled by Gatorade. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Welcome back to this World Junior Intermission Report, fueled by Gatorade. 40 minutes down, 20 left to go. Here are the numbers through 2 periods of play. 3-0 Team USA, breaking through. Bobby Brink with a pair of goals in the second period. In the middle there, Trevor Zegras scoring 4-on-4 for his team-leading 6th point of this tournament. Both teams still 0 for 1 on the power play. If you're Team USA, how do you keep the foot on the gas pedal here in the third period?
Well, you don't want to change too much. Obviously, you want to get pucks deep. They're going to trap it up in the neutral zone, but they're going to take their chances. They're going to need to, try and tie this thing up, get one early. So if you play patient, get pucks deep, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to try and go the other way where you can take advantage of that and stay out of the penalty boxes too. You don't want to give the other team a shot on the power play.
Are you surprised at how disciplined this game has been so far? Just 2 penalties, and those both came in period number 1.
Yeah, there was a couple rough stuff after the whistles, but I don't think the USA is going to have the hooking penalties. They're always in good position. Their D are always back. And same goes the other way for the Czechs. It seems like they have a lot of guys back, but maybe it'll open up a little bit where there might be some hooking calls. But right now the game is all in the USA's hands, and it's theirs to lose.
All right, Team USA on top 3-0. Do you think they finish this thing out, or do we have a little bonus hockey coming our way after period number 3? What do you think?
I think they're going to pedal down here at USA. Yeah. I think that they're going to ramp up the score a little bit. I think they're feeling good. I think the Czechs might crumble, I guess, if you will. So, this makes for some good TV.
All right. We'll stay tuned and watch, as will you. 3-0 Team USA after 2. Steven Nelson and Dave Starman have the call of period number 3 coming your way after a quick timeout. Team USA looking to keep the gas on the pedal, up 3 goals.
$20 more minutes of regulation time on this World Junior Championship telecast, fueled by Gatorade. Team USA leads the Czech Republic in this key Group B matchup, 3-0 through 40 minutes of play. Dave Starman, Steven Nelson here, and Star, in that second period, boy, oh boy, were there a ton of things to hang your hat on if you're Nate Lehman's bunch.
Yeah, and one of them is the consistency of the game plan that they really wanted. They wanted to get at it quick. They had a decent start, not a great start. Czechs had a lot to do with that, but they kept with it. And that, to me, was the key. And one of the lines that we talked about in a game like this coming out of your bottom 6 was the line with Berard, Farinacci, and Brink. And here's Brink with goal number 1. Blue sweaters inside the white sweaters as they establish the net front presence. Look at him again. Net front presence. Berard, a little bit of a third forward high just in case anything pops out. His line mate's doing the gritty, dirty work, and he's hanging out, waiting to bury the loose change. Here we go again. Brink gets inside his man, gets a stick in a scoring area. It's not about you being open. It's about your stick being open. And a beautiful pass. He puts a stick down, bangs it home, and that line has done big-time damage in this one.
Brink, the second-round pick, 2 goals in the middle period. Zegras had the other to make it 3-0. Mother Holly's father, Andy. Now, Andy named him Bobby or Brink and thought briefly about naming him Bobby Clark Brink. And can you imagine the future Flyers pick named Bobby Clark Brink? As the puck is down for period number 3. Beniers, Boldy, and Caulfield up front to start for Team USA. Faber on the back end, along with Cam York. 23 NHL draft picks for Team USA, 9 for the Czech Republic. Thrown at Spencer Knight, who has looked superb thus far in this hockey game. And on the heels of a tough night, another tough World Junior opener, this time against Russia, last year against Canada. Knight has done well. Turnover in front of Padik, by Padik. And charging in was Team USA. They couldn't put it in the back of the net, though.
It's very rare a goalie breaks up his own 2-on-1.
Here is Bobby Brink. Brink to his backhand, kicked away by Padik.
God, Brink reminds me of Jeremy Bracco. They are so similar as players. They skate the same way. They got a little bit of that get inside you mentality. They can drive you nuts. They both have skill. Very similar players.
Throw that name around World Junior Championship play. Berard pressured off as a new line comes out for Team USA.
Well, Jeremy's around the rink a lot back at home because the AHL and NHL haven't started playing yet. His dad coaches at our organization, Long Island Gulls, and good to see Jeremy around. He's had a nice career in the American League and continues to move his way up. But just a wonderful skater. Team USA bench in a good frame of mind right now, and they should be, because as they used to say on the A team, it's always nice when a plan comes together, and the game plan was try to start quick, but more importantly, try to get inside and behind the Czech defense, and it is something that they have stuck with. It has worked for them, and it sets them up well as they continue to move along. The fact that they can adapt to a game plan and stay with it. And when it comes to game plans and when it comes to building your team for these short-term tournaments, I like to use the 4 E's: evaluate, envision, enhance, and enact. And there are things you do every day. I just did Ted Donato, the head coach at Harvard, former player at Harvard, longtime NHLer. And with those things, you constantly are tweaking and you're constantly having a conversation. But coaches also know that the smartest guys in your dressing room are just your guys in your dressing room, and they can provide a lot of feedback to you too in terms of how you play, how you want to play, things that you can do better. It's a pretty good interaction between the coaching staff, the leadership group, and the team in the dressing room in terms of building a game plan to move forward.
17:50 to go in regulation time. The United States trying to hold on to or pad this lead against the Czech Republic. Zegras checked off hard by Rashka as he played it around for Alex Turcotte, who's been strong in this tournament despite not having as many goals as he would like to show for it this far. He's had some tough luck hitting posts. They like he has given them thus far. I'm talking about the Team USA staff. Zegras back to Turcotte. Turcotte center to Kaliev. Good stick getting in the lane by Novak to keep Kaliev from getting good wood on a shot. Boy, can he let it go. He give him the chance. Speaking of, Kaliev has it in the near side circle. Pushed off by Hosh. Kaliev gets it back and now taken away by Rylovsky. Nyman will cycle back and then flip it ahead to chase it. Knight will play it down for Cam York.
Nate Lehman talks about puck management a lot, head coach of Team USA, and this is an area where puck management is important. Don't give life to a team that you suck the life out of. And I think the U.S. has done a really good job at slowing down the will of the Czechs.
Thrown at Putty. He slides across to make the save. Brisson in a fight for it. Now Slaggert has it. Throws it down to Patrick Moynihan. He took a hard hit in the third period from Austria. A late hit, a tough hit, but he's back and healthy. Moynihan plays it over to Sanderson. Sanderson shoots off the leg of Kucherik. Now Matty Beniers, the unselfish play, passing it to Bobby Brink for the third goal. Beniers knifes in. Beniers to his forehand. Loses it briefly, but still maintains possession. Now for Boldy. Boldy with a shot off a stick and out of play. Back to play. We're in the third period. Czech Republic and the United States. Spencer Knight plays it back to Thrum.
Notice how good Knight's been with the puck tonight.
He has. More measured.
Yeah, story of game one was puck turnovers. He's been great with it tonight. It's a really underrated part of his game.
The turnover against the Russians threw it right to a defenseman, ended up behind him. That led to him being pulled in favor of Dustin Wolf, who then started the second game. Wolf is not allowed to go thus far, but it was always the plan to start Wolf in game 2 and go back tonight for game number 3. Holding is Juricek. Check number 8 in white and red. Now Jan Mysak. We talked about the Canadiens' 48th overall pick. Here's Brett Berard.
Well, we talked. I talked with a lot of the goalie folks around USA Hockey. We were throwing the idea around yesterday. Who do you play, Knight or Wolf in this game? And everybody was basically in agreement. You got to play Knight for this reason. Number one is you got to get him reestablished. The last thing you want him doing is continuing to sit around with game one, just kind of hanging around
over his head,
just in the background. Again, he forgets things well, but it's just sitting there. Number two is each goalie needs an A game.
As the United States enters the zone, Turcotte down the middle, throws it back through the crease, and now up for York. We'll pick it up on the other side. York, as Kaliev was dumped in the slot. No call. Faber just on the ice. Now dances across a shot, and they score on on the delayed penalty. Trevor Zegras slaps it home.
U.S. extends a play. There's a penalty coming up, but they just stuck with it. Kaliev gets dumped in front of the net. That was the original penalty, but the U.S. stuck with it, kept moving it around, and then the bomb from Zegras. Zegras had a nice time passing the puck last year. He said, the heck with that, I'm going to shoot this year. And he has just been guns a-blazing since he got here. And he finds the net with another one, and that shot was perfect. Quick wind-up, look, half shot. No rafter scratcher, short side, beats the goalie to the side of the net that he's aiming towards. The reason you're seeing Knight on the bench is because of the delayed penalty. And the U.S. has probably sealed this thing up as they lead this one 4-0.
Zegras with his tournament-leading 5th tally. Last year, 5 games, no goals, 9 assists. This year, 3 games, he's got 5 already.
Yeah, you made a point earlier in the telecast about whether or not this is Zegras' team. You bet your boots it is.
Yeah, oh yeah. Gosh, he has lived up to all the hype that he brought with him from last year to this year. The U.S. up 4 with 13.5 to play in the 3rd period. Is there some icing?
So getting back to the point that we were just discussing with each goaltender needing an A game, the A games in this pool are the Swedes and the Russians. Those are the 2 best teams. You're going to take another look at the penalty and then the goals. U.S. just gets a puck through a seam here and a kind of a broken play, and Zegras just bombs away, no hesitation. But again, the A games are the Russians and the Swedes, so each goalie will get to play one of the big games. The Czechs are kind of in that, to me, the B side of things, and the Austrians are just kind of happy to be there. But I think each goalie needs to play one of the big guns so that you can really make your evaluation of who gets the net on January 2nd.
We're going to get an icing again. Nope, waved off. Thrown back by Hellison, up for Boldy. Tried to tip it to Caulfield, but couldn't do so. 7 minutes exactly into the 3rd period. Zegras just made it 4-0, and we will be right back. Goals, 5 goals for Trevor Zegras in this World Junior Championship. His point total in his career at the World Junior Championship, you see that in front of him. He now has 7 points in this one, Dave. That's tied with Dylan Cousins of Team Canada for the tournament lead.
And Arthur Kaliev and Cole Caulfield must be saying, hey, I think you got a couple of R's as those guys looking to hit the net. But the one thing that you can say about those 2 guys, they've played well. They just haven't scored, but they've gotten their chances. And as a coach and as a player, the only thing that you ask for is that you're getting good looks at the net and you're getting opportunities to score. It's when you don't have any shots, whether it be shot attempts or shots on goal, that's when you start to question whether or not you're factoring in it all.
Team USA has scored the last 15 goals in its games. Of course, 4 thus far today, 11 against Austria. It's a good look at Drew Hellison, the defenseman for Team USA. Cam York hopping off the bench. And if not for an empty net goal by Russia, they would have had the last 17.
U.S. waiting for one more player to come out. I'm wondering if this was kind of a line change that the officials didn't allow at first. And see Chris Mayotte laughing up a little bit. Now an assistant coach at the University of Michigan was with Nate Lehman and Steve Miller at Providence all together.
Played for Nate at Union, correct? Flipped in by Cam York, the captain for Team USA. Picked up by the other number 4 in this game, Ralph Kucherik.
Union was in great hands with Nate Lehman, was in great hands with Kevin Snedden, and won a national title under Rick Bennett, who's a heck of a coach himself.
Well, no question about it. Shots 24-19 for Team USA. They play into the last 12.5 of regulation. Alongside Dave Starman in our NHL Network studios in New Jersey, I'm Stephen Elson. Jill Savage is embedded with Team USA inside the bubble. And here's another penalty call on the Czech Republic. And there was no argument from David Jiricek.
Number 8, Czech Republic, minor penalty tripping.
He was in the box before they blew the whistle. Talk about a guilty conscience.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're right.
Here it is. Here's the trip, and as soon as that happened, he just looked right at the box and started to head over. He is a really good player. He can be physical. He defends well. He can play hard. He's got a really good release. He's got a late birthday. He was born after the 15th of September in his draft year, so he becomes eligible in 2003. Or sorry, in 2021. He's an 03. That's what I meant.
I know what you meant.
Yeah,
I think everybody did at home. Here's Spencer Knight.
Pod fog is coming back.
Look, we're trying to get better as these games go on too, Star. U.S. power play unit. Zegras to himself, tried to go across. Good stick laid down. Now back for Team USA at the point is Cam York. Kaliev fires and scores! Looked like it might have been tipped. For now, we celebrate an arty party for the first time in this World Junior Championship.
My goodness, what a shot this was. U.S. moves the puck around nicely, just trying to get a setup on a back door. Oh gosh, I mean, it's not even fair. Gets it, sets it. Look at the torque on the stick. Beautiful. It's just gorgeous to watch. You can watch that all day. What a shot.
We've been talking about it all afternoon. Kaliev looking for his first goal, looking to show off the cannon of a shot, and he does so there.
That nice smile from the arty party. That is an NHL release, and that is an NHL shot. Wow.
Pretty much unanimously regarded as the best personality and most funny character on this Team USA roster. Hence his boys giving him a little bit of grief. Finally, you're off the schneid and on the board. Now into the slot. Oh, goodness, Brett Berard had a chance. And a good look at it. As that's deflected out of play. And I thought it might have gone off the stick. Talking about Kaliev's shot.
Watch 28 in blue. He's sneaking behind the play. Look how high he gets. He just disappears. Brett Hull used to do that. Just disappear and then reappear when the puck's on your stick. And he didn't waste any time. Look how he leans into it. Great follow through. Hands through the body. Gets everything on it. Finds the top shelf short side. Uses the eyes of the puck.
Kaliev had 4 goals in last year's tournament, including 1 against the Czech Republic. Another year against the Czechs, another goal for Arthur Kaliev. Thrown in from the point, scramble in front of Parik. And Team USA has it. It's Sam Colangelo. Colangelo shoots. What a shot from him that just went wide. That got on net in a hurry, or by the net, I should say. Czechs try and generate something here the last half period of the third. And goal differential, a big factor in the World Junior Championship. Thrown into the middle. Colangelo waltzes in and fires wide. There's Novak. Tries to dump it in, but it was off the stick of Ryan Johnson to be controlled by his partner, Thrun.
John Van Beeswick was talking about Kaliev with me before the tournament. He said it is a streamlined and slimmed down Arthur Kaliev, who has shown better speed, better ability to get to places quickly, and has developed a more efficient game. And he's a player that a couple of my buddies who scout for the Kings have said really reminds them of Thomas Vanek.
Oh, wow. Highest drafted Austrian-born player ever, Vanek. Shot deflected into the glove of Spencer Knight, who makes another save. We head to break as Team USA has added to its advantage. 5-0. Dave Starman helped introduce us further to the Kings' second rounder in 2019, Arthur Kaliev.
Staten Island-born kid, along the lines of Ranger fans remember this name very well, Nick Fotiu.
Oh yeah,
first player to come out of Staten Island. They're slightly different players, but still, Staten Island they love their hockey too, and they've seen a couple players come off of that little area and be good.
Joey Gambardella, Zach Gaston-Reese, Kevin LeBanc, along with Fatiu, the other 4 Staten Island-born players to make the national. Power play now for Team USA as Kofor got the gate.
See that greater New York area. Long Island, Westchester, Northern Jersey, developing a ton of players.
Oh, here comes Team USA. There's a shot and a goal. Cole Caulfield. Kaliev got his first. Caulfield followed up.
You know, you're going to laugh when I tell you this, but right before we went to break, I was going to turn to you and say, if Caulfield gets one here, you might as well start planning the parade, because now everybody's off the schneid and the scorers all get the donuts out of the goal column. Caulfield comes in, and that's just vintage Cole Caulfield. Speed, quick release, find a hole, and bury it. And the star from the University of Wisconsin makes this 6-0. And Parik, who played pretty well through most of the game, has just been under siege. And you and I talked earlier in the game, it looks like Malik might be coming in here, or at least might be thinking about it. You and I talked earlier in the game, and I set this up as, will the Czechs be able to bring the same emotion and the same dedication to the game plan for 60 minutes against the U.S. after an emotional win against their arch rival? And what we have found out is the answer is no. Caulfield with a really good up pass. They keep it wide. He drives, and he snaps it past the under siege goaltender for the Czech Republic.
Celebrations for USA hockey fans all around the country. Joining the broadcast digitally, of course, is now customary in 2020. The Czech Republic would like to make a goaltending change, but can't do so on an icing call. Dispute from the bench.
Now we're going to have a penalty here. Let's see what we got.
Team Czech Republic, bench minor, delay a game.
And a delay a game could be the fact that the goaltender crossed the red line without it being a TV timeout or coming off the ice for a delayed penalty. In terms of trying to make that change, this is one of the rules where you look at it and you say to yourself, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
As the U.S. training staff and Malik have a good laugh about it. I would say that this game's result is in, so whatever happens now is just gravy. But the U.S. has another opportunity to work on its power play.
Delay a game penalty. In front of Parik, still under siege. Kaliev has it, shoots from a sharp angle, but Parik got a blocker on it. Down low for Boldy. Up for Zegras. Zegras harassed, so he gives it to York, and then gets it back. Trevor Zegras to Boldy. Boldy tried to zip it across to Arthur Kaliev, but nobody was home.
The one thing you want to make sure of is when you got a big lead, you're blowing a team out, make sure your habits stay good. In the Austria game, that was evident.
Trevor Zegras on for Caulfield. Just made it 6-0 Team USA. Down for Boldy. Boldy between the legs. Did you?
Boston College has had a share of really, really good big forwards. Matt Boldy is the next in that line. Look at this little play. It is showtime in Edmonton for Team USA. Think about some of the big forwards that BC has had, and 3 come to mind right away. Kreider and the Hayes brothers, and Matt Boldy is walking right into that same mold as a big power forward that can go up and down his wing and yet show skill and talent and be a major factor offensively. It's funny, you think of BC, you think of Cam Atkinson and Nathan Gerby and Johnny Gaudreau. They have had their share of big boys too that have contributed.
7-zip Team USA, still 8.5 to play in regulation. By the way, per USA Hockey, a regulation victory clinches the quarterfinal round for Team USA. Not that there was much doubt about that coming into the tournament.
I was about to say they had the quarterfinals clinched before the tournament started.
Here's Nick Malik.
This just makes it official.
Yeah, son of Merrick Malik, now coming on for Lukasz Parik, who clearly unhappy, and you can understand. Coming off a huge high, shutting out Russia in the World Junior Championship. You saw the celebration, what that meant to him and the entire Czech Republic. Not just Hockey Federation, Czech Republic as a country.
I think you and I and a number of other people felt the same way after the Russia game, and that was the Russians played better. The U.S. is a better team. I think it's bearing itself out over the last couple of games.
There's a good chance. Another penalty coming up on the Czech Republic as Brett Berard draws another man advantage for Team USA. Yeah, look, Russia, like a good team would, made the United States pay for its mistakes, and they made plenty.
Yep.
In that tournament opener. That was simply that, a tournament opener.
26.
And I'm not saying that the Russians are not a good team. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the Russians are a good team. I just think the U.S. is a better team. I just think they're deeper, they're faster. They're probably got a little bit more skill. As you see the penalty here. Now, if you're the U.S., the one thing you're talking about on the bench is don't do anything stupid and don't do anything retaliatory that's going to get you thrown out of the next game, because the next game means a ton to the U.S. in terms of seeding.
Yep.
And what have we talked about? What's the mantra? Don't finish third.
Oh, look out. It's a shorthanded opportunity for the Czech Republic. Hacking at it a couple times was Vito, but Spencer Knight stood up to him.
Good job getting back by Sanderson.
Team USA goal is fourth in the tournament, scored on the power play by number 12, Matthew Boldy.
Now Alex Turcotte ranges to his left, centers underneath the stick, and back all the way down into the defensive zone.
And Turcotte got down behind the behind the net. Malik there just to make sure all is at the very least okay. And we'll take a look at what's going on here. I have really liked a lot of what Turcotte has done here.
Yes.
He's just a really hard-nosed, honest player with a boatload of skill, and he got nailed as soon as he moved the puck. That may be nothing more than the wind knocked out of you, or maybe something just a little bit more, but being attended to by Stan Wong, longtime athletic trainer with Team USA, who
Legend.
I had a chance to get friendly with when he was with the Washington Capitals, and I was working with the Baltimore Skipjacks way back in the early 90s, not to show Stanley or my age.
Stick taps for him all around, including that from Radek Kucherik, who applied the hit to Turcotte. Skates slowly to the bench.
The number one skill I look at when I look at a guy like Turcotte is compete level. I mean, he just plays hard. He's got a lot of skill. You know, a couple of guys that he played with. He played with guys like Joel Farabee and Jack Hughes, and he's probably somewhere in the middle of it. And I think I mentioned it once before that the guy who he reminds me of a little bit with his stride is Pat LaFontaine. He's got a little bit of the railroad stride. It's a powerful stride, but it looks a little different. But he's a really efficient north-south player with skill.
Boldy won the draw, and it's back for Cam York. United States on the power play with 7.5 to go. Boldy up to Zegras. Zegras across for Caulfield, couldn't put it home. Kaliyev plays it back to Caulfield. Now York. Zegras to Boldy. Zegras far circle. Here's Kaliyev near side. Boldy tried to tip it home, could not. Final minute of the man advantage. Arthur Kaliyev will come in, give it up to Boldy, but it bounced over his stick. Kaliyev kicks it to himself at the line. Boldy down below. To Kaliyev. Kaliyev shoots. Good block. And that one's going to sting because Kaliyev can really rip it, as can Zegras. He passes to Boldy. Here's Cam York with 25 left on the man advantage. Zegras shoots off the post. Zegras almost had his hattie. He's still out there. Still plenty of time to get it. He chips it across. There's a shot from Kaliyev, blocked down. Now in front of Malik, dug out, shot on by Farinacci. There's a scramble, and Malik covers up.
Early in the second period, there were some scrubs by the front of the net. You remember what I said about the Czechs and be careful? Don't poke the bear unless you're ready to push back. I mean, I think there were a couple of scrums that happened in the second period that really got the U.S. wide awake. As a nice little nifty play here by Malik, looking kind of like a shortstop here, grabbing a loose ball laying around. But I think the U.S. was okay in the first period. I didn't think their emotional pitch was that high. In the second period, they started to get to the net a little bit, and the Czechs started to get a little gritty in front of the net. I think the U.S. adrenaline went into overdrive, and you're seeing the end result of it.
Brink with a backhand feed. Now Farinacci. He, Brink, and Berard out on the ice again for Team USA. A lot of run for this line, and they've earned it. Back at even strength, mind you. Final 5.5, 5:50 in the third. Next up for Team USA will be a New Year's Eve date with Sweden.
And my, oh my, the Swedes in a very unique predicament right now, because the Swedes have the Russians and the U.S. still to play. And right now, you've got a nice little round robin of victories. The Russians beat the Americans.
That's right.
The Czechs beat the Russians, and the U.S. beat the Czechs.
Good sauce, a pass for Tepley. There's a shot down on the ice to make the block was Jake Sanderson. 7-0 game. He sacrifices himself to help out Spencer Knight. Goodness gracious. A big check on the near side boards. Applied to Moynihan again. Turning into Scott Sterling the last 2 third periods. Well, he's been pummeled. We'll take a timeout. U.S. will try and finish off this one against the Czechs.
A moment ago, I mentioned the connection or the comparison of Alex Turcotte and Pat LaFontaine, and mentioned that Alfie Turcotte, I remember him from his days with the Baltimore Skipjacks. And Kenny Albert was my broadcast partner in Baltimore there. He just texted me, he goes, nice comparison. Don't forget, Alfie Turcotte and Pat LaFontaine grew up playing together. So nice comparison.
And boy, have you downgraded in broadcast partners since then, Jake. 4:40 left in the third period. Team USA up 7-0. Back on the ice is Alex Turcotte. What a sign for Team. And again, he's hit behind the net.
Yeah, if you're the U.S. right now, it's just be composed. Don't retaliate. Don't take that penalty. That's going to have you watching the Sweden game instead of playing it, because that game is vital.
They've been the most disciplined team in the tournament thus far. Staying out of the box and certainly getting a ton of chances on the power play. Here's another one. Minute left. A shot on the net of Malik. Never got through to him. Hacked back by Bobby Brink. Played down by Brisson for Brink. There's a battle for it at the feet of Brink, and it's clear. Spencer Knight, he really wanted to play it. Goes into the corner just to touch it to Cam York. Another rush for the USA man advantage. Zegras to Boldy. Boldy, center, off the skate of Caulfield. York will race over to hold. Zegras check. Now here's Caulfield. Ian Kaliev scoring for the first time in this tournament this afternoon. York, Zegras. Kaliev drifting in the middle. Zegras. Oh, I think he was trying to find Caulfield, but Kaliev got a stick down. It's still in the offensive zone, though. Final 10 seconds of the power play. Matt Boldy just went between the legs to score. Now a quick pass to Caulfield. Caulfield across, high and wide off the glass. We're back at even strength. Coming in, Caulfield. Oh, he was just behind him by a hair.
It doesn't look like a skill, but it really is. There is an art to showing up at the right place at the right time with your stick in the right place to get a pass for a scoring chance. It's a really unique skill. It involves timing, it involves saving ice, it involves controlling your pace and not getting overexcited about jumping the gun until you've made good eye contact with the guy with the puck. But it is an absolute art form to be in the right place at the right time to find soft ice in the offensive zone. And Caulfield is terrific at it.
To a point you made earlier, Dave, about Caulfield's tournament. Didn't have the goals coming into today, but he had the attention of the coaching staff of doing all the right things, and they've been showing him clips during film sessions saying, hey, just keep doing that. It'll happen. And it finally did. Here's Jackson Lacombe. Moves into the middle. Backhand pass. There's puck that is hit back toward the slot and ends up.
Steve, most importantly, he's got the attention of his coaches. That's great. He's got the attention of other teams' coaches, too, which is why Boldy and Beniers have had so much open space. Everybody's trying to shut down Caulfield.
Slager threw it back, but it's intercepted by Tepley. Blackhawks prospect starting a rush with numbers. Tepley gets it back, gathers, fires another shot block from Team USA. This time, it's Jackson Lacombe, and you hear the Team USA bench.
Everybody likes it when the offensive defenseman blocks shots.
Especially at this point in a game like this. 7-0, last 2 minutes of the third period. Final 60 seconds of regulation. Martin Long. Pass to the middle, across for a shot. That was deflected. Left to the net is Spencer Knight. Long back, tried for the deflection from Tepley. Couldn't get a stick on it.
You know, it's interesting. If you had told me the shots are going to be 32-22 U.S., I would have said to you, I could see that, and I probably figured the score would have been 3-1.
Yeah,
really nice job by the U.S. in terms of putting up 7 against an incredibly good defensive team.
They chase Lukasz Puri, Kings prospect from the game. Matt Beniers enters the zone, final 23 seconds. The last goal being Boldy going between the legs, a la Marek Malik. And then that goal brought in Nick Malik. Marek's son now between the pipes for the Czech Republic to finish off regulation. Dumped in by Berard, and that's going to do it. The United States pulls away and never looks back against the Czech Republic to improve its Group B resume at the World Junior Championship.
The 11-0 win against Austria was fun. This was more workmanlike. This challenged them. Midway through this game was still in doubt. They were playing against a team that was dangerous in terms of its transition, that could take the game to them. They stuck with it. They stayed with their plan. And they got a nice game in goal for Spencer Knight when he needed it. I like this win. The Austria win, like I said, that was fun to watch.
Yeah.
This is a good win. There's a lot to look at in this win to take into the Sweden game. And I don't think their confidence is going to be artificially inflated moving forward by scoring 7. Solid game.
Let's get the players of the game from Edmonton.
Management organization for Edmonton. Each winner will be awarded with a custom wallet from local maker Close General Leather Company. Recipients will receive their award after they exit the ice. Best player of Team Czech Republic. Et le numéro 4, number 4, Radek Kucherik. The best player of Team USA est le numéro 24, number 24, Bobby Brink. Et maintenant, pour l'hymne national, for the national anthem of Team USA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the words from the ice from Trevor Zegras and company as we just wrapped up the anthem, but just started our post-game coverage here on NHL Network.